Hello, my young botanists. Today, we're going to do something a little different from what I had originally had planned, because as what can happen sometimes in nature, hi, Sherbert, sometimes seeds just don't quite grow the way that we want them to or that we need them to, and I'll show you what I mean in just a second. So we are going to replant our cress, and we're going to try and plant one of our peas, but without doing where we tape it in the dome to get the roots. I'm just gonna put it in some soil, and I'll just fill you in right now that our experiment with the seeds on the paper towel, they did not sprout. So that answers that hypothesis. Supposedly it should have happened to show that seeds have all the nutrients they need, but it also confirms that they do still need soil, light, and water, not just some or a couple of those things. So if Sherbert will let me get to my mouse. Nope. Okay, are you gonna let me get to my mouse? Because you're kind of sitting on it. Sometimes things just don't quite go the way that you had hoped, and that's okay. All right, so Sherbert, her hips are there. So here is, I had to throw away the paper towel with the seeds on it, because we started to smell something. So oddly enough, that paper towel with the pressed seeds on them started to mildew. And that, once you start smelling it, that's not a smell that you want to smell. So, and here's the other irony. So this pea was the one that we had the paper towel on to show that plants need water. And this one, I don't know what happened. It's shriveled up. So we're gonna continue taking care of this one because I really want to see if we can get the sprouts. But this one we're going to empty out, and we're going to bury, we're going to plant, because we still have lots of these green peas. So we'll see.
Can you eat the seeds?
Well, yeah, the peas are the seed, and it's protected by the pod, that outer shell.
But like before you plant it, can you still eat it?
Well, remember that these are before they've been steamed, and they're raw. So usually we eat peas after they've been cooked.
Well, would it make me sick?
No, probably won't make you sick, but it also probably wouldn't taste very good.
I don't want to be sick.
Yeah, so we're not going to eat them. These are special for science. So tell you what you're going to do, because I have to scoop some dirt out. You're going to get your science journal, and while I'm scooping out the dirt and kind of cleaning this up a little bit, I'm going to show you our zinnias. Look at how pretty our zinnias are looking. Let me put them on a paper towel so that you can see them. And this should be, it's been about a week, so this should be like day 14, because our last entry was day 7. And some of these, they're kind of shriveling up a little bit. Actually, these were easier to see. I thought the brown pot would blend into the brown table, but they're actually blending in a little bit more with the white paper towel, probably because of the lighting. But these were just watered, so I want to see if just tapping them off, collecting some of that extra water. I just don't want to ruin my table. There we go. So it's interesting because they weren't quite as close to the sun. This one is doing beautifully. So you could draw all 3 if you want to, and I'll push the camera a little closer. So while I am cleaning out the spot for our crest, I'd like for you guys to record your observations of these at the back of our journal about what these are looking like. Okay, so I'm just going to leave this here for a little bit. So you'll have a couple minutes to do that. And I'm going to scoop these out.
And maybe plant some peas in there, maybe.
Well, this is specifically the different spots in this little kit are for certain things. And I really want the cress to grow because there's another experiment that I'd like to do.
I have an idea.
No. Stop. There's another experiment that I would like to do that shows how plants need light, but we need the watercress to grow. So here's our, I think I might, because it's got a root system by now. Oh my goodness, okay. You gotta see this. There's the root system of our pea. How cool. Oh, and there's, that will be the outer shell of the seed that protects it. So.
Can you see the other shell?
Okay.
We have to throw them away.
Yeah. All right, but that's okay. Sometimes it happens. This happens with scientists all the time.
How come you look sad with your eyebrows?
What?
Okay.
I'm concentrating.
That's sad.
Oh, I'm not sad. You're so observant, Lynn. Okay, so I hope you guys are writing in your journals.
And Mom, please subscribe.
Well, everybody who is our classmates, and that's really who we want. Oh, you okay, Mom? Oh. At the time I'm recording this, my mom, Lynn's grandma Dee Dee, is here, and there was a snap. Whenever we hear a sound that's not normal, we have to check and make sure everybody is safe. All right, get our cress seeds ready.
Okay.
I'm just setting things up over here. All right, so I would like for you to have written down at least 3 sentences about your observation.
I don't want to be sick.
Yeah, well, we're not going to eat them. These are for science.
Science.
Yeah. We even have extra zinnia seeds. All right. Okay. So you should have at least the picture drawn by now, and you don't have to be done with the sentences, but you can continue.
Wait, are they on like the drawing
on
pictures?
that later? Yep, they should be drawing the pictures of our observations.
Oh, wait, I didn't grab mine.
You can do yours later when you watch the video. Okay, right now you're my assistant. Assistant, would you please go get me one more paper towel? I sure would appreciate it, assistant. All right, don't forget your finger spaces, capitalizing. Oh, I thought I heard Sherbert behind me. Capitalizing the first word of each sentence, your punctuation at the end, and that your words match your picture. Those are all really important things that we always do our best to accomplish when we write. Okay. And if you're not done writing, you can finish it up while we're doing our replanting, okay? So I'm just gonna get our, or you know what, you could even pause the video right here to finish and then come back when you're ready, All right. Okay, so a little bit taller. Okay, and I'm gonna put our zinnias back. Kit right here. Oh, camera's not focusing. Technical difficulties. All right, so there we go. So we've got a fresh pot there. And I'm gonna take the end of my spoon here. I'm gonna poke a little hole. And I'm gonna drop it in. There it is. Cover it with a little bit soil. Then I've been having Lynn just give a spoonful of water, just like that. But since this one is just starting, because when you plant a seed, on the outside it has a seed coat. And that seed coat needs water so that it will be softened, and then the inside can do its job. All right. Okay, so now we're going to plant our watercress again. So I'm going to pour some of the seeds in my hands, and I've still got a ton in here. And I'm just going to sprinkle, because I want lots. I want lots. Sprinkle, 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 and I may still have some left over. Because to do the next part of our experiment, we actually need this to be a pretty thick portion of. So I'm gonna tap those in there. I mean, at least they grew. We know that they grew, and they grew pretty quickly. So now I'm going to very carefully water these. There we go, just until the soil is nice and moist. And then I want to make sure you should notice that when the soil is moist, it turns a little darker. You know that, Shepherd? She just wants to be part of science today, guys. Okay, all right. And I'm gonna put the dome back on our zinnias, and yeah, we'll see how this does. And you know, this kind of thing, it actually happens all the time in real life. Sometimes a scientist is trying to create something, trying to work with something, and it doesn't quite work out the way they want it to, so they start over, but they do things just a little bit differently. Like this time, what I did differently with the press is I just laid them on top and then just kind of patted them. Last time we sprinkled some soil on top. So these seeds are so small, they don't really need to be that deep in the soil. So that might have been something that I didn't do exactly correctly. Every single seed, every single plant has different needs as far as how to plant it. So we need to keep that in mind. I am not going to do the experiment with the paper towel again. That section is going to be for a different experiment that will be coming soon in a different video. So I hope you enjoyed. I will keep you posted on how our things go, and we'll be watering with a spoon so we don't over water, because that's also a possibility. And we will continue with our botany experiments. So have a wonderful rest of your day, my little botanists. Enjoy, and I will see you guys in our next one.